Hi there, my name is Mwai. I am a pastor with Crisis Answer Ministries here in Nairobi, Kenya. We started discussing and talking about a strange friend, especially just coming recently from our Easter weekend, and some things, just thinking about the whole thing about the drama around the arrest and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And I was just challenged to think about this strange friend, and the strange friend that I'm referring to is Judas. Jesus called Judas friend. At that crucial moment, that moment of betrayal, Jesus called him friend. And in our last broadcast, we looked at that just briefly. Why would Jesus call Judas friend? I don't know about you, but I know that betrayal can be really, really painful. And at that moment when somebody has betrayed you, when you discover that somebody has gone behind your back, that's not the time to call somebody friend. It can be really, really painful. In fact, at that moment, you're ready to roll up your sleeves and maybe get into a fight with that kind of a person. But Jesus calls him friend for some reasons that we shall discover even as we move along. See, Jesus Christ had these 12 disciples, and all of them were of a different character. And he had stayed with them for 3.5 years. But among them, he knew that one of them was not genuine. One of them was not sincere. But he did not treat Judas any differently from the other 11. If anything, he actually treated them so equally that on that night when they were having the Last Supper, as they were sitting around that table and having this meal together, and he announced to the disciples that even as we sit here, one of you is going to betray me. Interestingly, the disciples did not know who. In fact, they began asking, Lord, is it I? The reason why I bring that up is to show you that Jesus had treated them also equally, loved them equally, such that he himself did not betray the fact that Judas would be the one to betray him. He knew it was Judas because he is God. He knew it was Judas, but he did not betray that fact. He loved them equally. I think the lesson for us is this, that, in this life, God will bring people around us. He will bring people of all kinds, of all shapes and sizes, wherever you are, whether you're in school, whether you're at the workplace, whether in the home environment. The challenge for you and I is, let's just love the people that God brings into our lives. Jesus did not live his life, suspicious of who will betray him, who will deny him, who will do this or that or the other. He is simply loved the people that God brought into his life. I challenge you. Just love the people God brings into your life. The people that cross paths with you, just love them. As opposed to you living your life wondering who will betray, who is genuine, who is not sincere. And I know that sometimes in the course of life, you will always have people who will want to come and whisper something to you and tell you, hey, that person you've been hanging out with, that person who you've been talking to has been saying this about you, or has been is not to be trusted, or is known to be this way or that way. And if you keep listening to those kind of things, you will find it very difficult to relate with people. I think we are invited and we are challenged to just love, accept people just as they are, love them just as they are, allow God to love them through you. That's what Jesus Christ did where Judas was concerned. Yet he knew that Judas would betray him. But I also want you to notice something. During that moment of betrayal, Judas had agreed with these Roman centurions. He had agreed that the one that I kiss is the one that you are to arrest. That is Jesus himself. Notice, Judas uses or chooses to use a symbol or an act of affection to betray Jesus Christ. He uses a kiss. I mean, if I'm going to betray somebody, I don't know about you, but I will simply say, the one that I point out, if I point that person out, then you know he's the one. I will probably use something, or I will give a description and say he looks like this. In fact, probably I will not even want to be there. But Judas comes, not just points Jesus out, embraces him and gives him a kiss. Amazing that he uses an act of affection to betray Jesus. Isn't that how sometimes we are as human beings? Sometimes we use the very act of affections to betray one another. You and I, every now and then, have to be careful about the affections sometimes that we receive from other people. Some affections, by the way, a good kind word, or somebody reaches out to you in this way, or somebody invites you out for a meal, and what have you. Whereas that's a good gesture, but you and I also need to be cautious to know that that same person has the capacity to betray. In fact, I have come to discover in this life there are two kinds of kisses. There's a kiss of affection, but there's also a kiss of betrayal. And some people are so good at both of them, you can never tell the difference. Friend, and I want to challenge you. Just like Jesus Christ loved the disciples, love people around you. But secondly, as people are giving you affection and as you give affection, please understand, don't be fooled to think that every affection that you receive is an affection of love. Some of it sometimes can be an affection of betrayal. Let's keep talking about this in our next broadcast. You've been watching CITAM Church Online. Again, you can connect with us on Facebook, you can call, or you can also connect with us on Instagram and also on Twitter. But get in touch with us. We want to hear from you. We want to know what the Lord is doing in your life. God bless you until our next broadcast.